Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to take a moment and just have a conversation about some things related to the tractor industry. And it's been on my mind for a while now. Now that the nice weather's here, the reason I want to talk about it is because we have a couple cars that are getting older, so we were looking at upgrading our vehicles, or at least one of them. So we started going to different car dealerships to see what's on the lots and see what's going on. And we didn't like the experience of shopping for a new vehicle. And I couldn't figure out why. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of shed some light on your experiences with car dealerships. And the reason I say car dealerships is because when we bought this tractor in 2021, the experience was vastly different compared to buying a car. The prices are about the same, maybe a little less for the tractor depending on what implements you get, but the experience was incredibly different. When we purchased this tractor, I walked into B&T McFarlane, which is our local Kubota dealership. I had checked out a couple of others, but they were further away, and I just preferred what Kubota had to offer. And I was greeted by the salesman, Bruce, and I said, I'm really interested in a tractor for clearing snow, because that's mainly what I wanted it for. And he listened to me and offered some suggestions, showed me around, and that was it. He didn't pull me into an office, sit me down to a chair, throw a bunch of numbers at me, then call his manager in, and then he talked to me. None of that stuff happened. But that's what happens when we go to a car dealership to look at trucks or cars or whatever. You get this runaround, and you get this situation where you're put out on edge. And I just feel that it was completely different when we bought this tractor. And I just wanted to reach out and say, like, have you guys experienced the same thing buying farm equipment or tractors or lawn equipment versus car dealerships? And I just wasn't sure of what's going on with car dealerships, that they feel that they have to pressure and hide numbers and get us to figure out what we want per month as opposed to just telling me what the cost of the vehicle is. We walked into B&T McFarlane and I said I needed a tractor and I have this size property, and he goes, what are you going to do with it? And I said, well, I'm mainly for clearing snow and stuff. So he says, well, if it's that size driveway, I suggest this size snowblower. Do you want to look forward or backwards all the time? I said, I'd like to drive forward, so get a front mount. And he didn't pressure me into it, and he just said this is like the honest opinion of someone who knows and tractors. Like, if you go into a car dealership and you're asking about what features it has or what, like, it just seems like there's a veil of secrecy that they're trying to get you to do. And I just find that very difficult to figure out why a car dealership is so different than a tractor dealership. They're still there to make money, yes, but I just find that it's like a community built around tractors versus a salesman trying to sell you on a vehicle that they have on the lot that they're trying to get rid of, that they're trying to make their profit margins. And it just seems so cutthroat that it leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you're trying to go search for a vehicle that, if anyone who knows me, I obsess over something and find out all the details about it and work all the things out and work out scenarios of how you're going to use it. And then I go into a dealership knowing more than the dealer or the salesman for that particular product, and then have to listen to them, either not know their stuff or make up things to try to sell me or focus on other things where I'd like to know what the cost of the vehicle is, what it's going to cost me. Don't ask me what I want to pay and then give me a lowball number and then say, well, you got to add this, this, and this. None of that happened at a tractor dealership. I walked in. They said, this is what we have. These are the kind of things that you think you're going to use it for. I'd suggest these and these. I got to think about it. We walked away all in a really good mood and good spirits about it. And then I called him up and said, yeah, I would like to make a deal. And he goes, well, this is the price. So I just don't understand why that can't be for car dealerships, and I don't know what the difference is. So leave in the comments, do you have the same kind of experiences when you're shopping for tractors, or is it all pressure and manipulation and making things overly complicated? I just don't know. It just seems so different. And back to the community, I've never had that experience for a car where everyone who buys that type of car or truck or whatever gets to hang out with the dealership and gets to create friendships with other truck owners as I have in the tractor community. I don't know if that's because of YouTube or what, but I've met so many fantastic people through the tractor community, and a lot of it has to do with the dealership as a focal point in our community. And I just think that if there was a better way of getting that kind of mindset into other parts of the sales product or sales flow, I think that would be much better for everyone. If you could just walk into a dealership and a friendly person comes and asks you if you need any help, and then try to work out something that suits your needs, as opposed to the cutthroat type of manipulation that I see happening at car dealerships. It might sound like I'm fanboying over Kubota, but I just have never had that experience of a friendship or a mutual understanding of a situation that I did with Kubota. And just to have someone there that you can talk to and converse with about the product, walk in there and people say hi and they know me. And I don't think that's because of my YouTube fame, because we're a very small channel, but it's a definitely desire to be happy with the people that are buying your product. And I'd just like to know if other tractor owners feel the same way. Is it a Kubota ethos, or is it a John Deere thing, or is it a Massey Ferguson thing, or if it's just tractor related in general versus cars? You know, I just don't have that other experience. I've purchased many cars, like over 30 cars in my life. I'm 52 years old, and I've purchased new cars, I've purchased used cars, and I honestly feel that buying a used car from someone that you meet on Marketplace or Kijiji or Craigslist or whatever it is, it felt a lot more genuine, that someone who used to own the vehicle and is heartbroken to have to sell it to someone, but knows that it's going to a good person. I feel that that is more in kin to the way that Kubota treats their customers than a brand, like a new dealership who's just trying to make the buck and move product, and they don't care about the after service stuff. Our current vehicles, if we have to bring it in for a warranty repair or something like that, they don't know who we are. They ask for a number, and our accounts get switched out. If our kids bring the car in, the names on the account get switched to them. It's just funny that the whole process from beginning to end and after sales service is just not there. But I can walk into B&T McFarlane and say I need oil, and they know what vehicle, they know what tractor I have. They don't even have to look it up. So I don't know if it's because it's a smaller dealership or what, but so the ability for them to foster that community is fantastic. And I'm really struggling with car dealerships to figure out if, like, where's the problem, and why is there such a big disparity in the way they deal with customers. And I know that in these times it seems like money is the object and everyone is trying to get the money, and that kind of camaraderie or level of discussion with people is kind of lost, and it's all about, you know, online digital buying stuff. But to be able to walk in and actually talk to people is a lost art, and I think Kubota is doing a fantastic job with that, at least through B&T McFarlane. So I don't know, leave it in the comments. I want to have a discussion about this. I think that if Kubota can harness that ability to foster a community like that, maybe they should go into making cars. You know, I'd buy a truck from them. So get into the truck making business and I'll buy one. So thanks very much. This is just kind of like a a chat, a tractor side chat. Let me know what you think, and appreciate you chatting. And just before I go, I'd like to really shout out the community, the people who use these devices, use these implements, and use these tractors. There does seem to be a understanding that it is a small knit community that helps each other, and the YouTube community on top of that. I think what we're doing is a fantastic job, and having a sense of community I think is very important, especially in these days where everything is kind of separated and online only. I know I say that watching a YouTube video, but I've made so many friends in the dealership and online that I think it's really important. So have a good day. Thanks very much.